Your life is shaped by what you do every single day, not by the dreams you have at night. Let that sink in for a moment. We live in a world that celebrates big achievements, grand successes, and overnight transformations. But the truth is, success isn't a stroke of luck or a random miracle. It's the result of small, consistent actions, taken with purpose. The secret ingredient that most people overlook is self-discipline. You might not like the sound of it at first, but let me tell you, it's a gift. You see, self-discipline isn't about making your life harder. It's about making it better. It's about giving yourself the freedom to build the life you want rather than settling for the life that just happens to you. Before we go further, I want to take a moment to thank you for being here, for tuning into this channel, Ancient Wisdom, and for supporting these messages of timeless wisdom. Your appreciation is a tremendous motivation for me to keep sharing these life lessons. And if you're new to Ancient Wisdom, welcome. You'll want to check out some of our previous videos after this one, because together, we've explored some of the most important truths about living a meaningful life. For those returning, thank you for your ongoing support. It means the world. Now, let me tell you, I'm 80 years old, and if there's one thing I've learned in all my years, it's this: self-discipline is the key to every kind of success. Whether you want to achieve something big or small, whether it's in your career, your relationships, or even just improving yourself, it all begins and ends with mastering self-discipline. You see, when I was younger, I thought success was something that would just happen to me if I was talented enough or if I waited long enough. But the truth is, nothing in life worth having comes easy, and it certainly doesn't come without effort. As I grew older, I learned that real success doesn't fall into your lap. It's something you earn, bit by bit, by practicing self-discipline. The ancient Greek philosopher Socrates said, "The first and best victory is to conquer self." Think about that. You can't control the world. You can't control what other people do, or the things that happen to you. But you can control yourself. You can control your actions, your responses, your habits. And when you learn to do that, you unlock the key to achieving anything you set your mind to. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Self-discipline is hard. It means making choices that aren't always easy or fun. It means saying no to things that feel good at the moment but take you further away from your long-term goals. But here's the thing, it's those choices, those small, daily decisions, that create a successful life. It's easy to get distracted, isn't it? Especially these days. There's always something pulling at our attention, whether it's social media, TV, or just the million little tasks that fill our days. But self-discipline is about staying focused on what really matters. It's about knowing where you want to go and taking steps, no matter how small, to get there every single day. There's a wonderful Chinese proverb that says, "The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones." Isn't that beautiful? It's a reminder that even the biggest goals are achieved one small step at a time. Self-discipline is what allows you to keep moving those stones, even when it feels like you're not making progress, even when the mountain seems too big to climb. You see, self-discipline isn't about punishment. It's not about making yourself suffer. It's about creating a life that reflects your true values, your deepest desires, and your biggest dreams. It's about living with purpose and intention, rather than just reacting to whatever life throws your way. When I look back at my life, I see the moments when I was most successful were the times when I was disciplined. It didn't matter if it was about my work, my health, or my relationships. When I was consistent, when I showed up every day, even when I didn't feel like it, that's when things started to happen. That's when I started to see real progress. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. And that's the key, isn't it? Success isn't a one-time event. It's not a flash of brilliance or a stroke of genius. It's the result of the habits we build, the things we do every day, over and over again. And the only way to build those habits is through self-discipline. Now, let's talk about something that I know you've experienced. Have you ever told yourself you were going to do something, but then didn't? Maybe you were going to start exercising, or work on a project, or change a bad habit. But something got in the way. Maybe it was a distraction, maybe it was procrastination, or maybe you just didn't feel motivated. I'll let you in on a little secret. Motivation isn't reliable. It comes and goes. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. But self-discipline is always there for you. It's what keeps you going when motivation runs out. It's what makes you take action, even when you don't feel like it. There's another saying I've always liked. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. That's the crux of it. In every moment, you have a choice. You can give in to the temptation of the moment, or you can stay focused on your bigger goal. And the more you practice choosing what you want most, the easier it gets. It doesn't happen overnight, of course. Self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. And just like with muscles, it takes time to build. But once you start, you'll notice the change. Little by little, you'll begin to feel more in control of your life, more confident in your ability to achieve your goals. I've failed many times, let me tell you. There were moments when I gave up, when I didn't stick to my plans, when I let myself get distracted. But every time I got back on track, every time I pushed myself to keep going, I learned something new. Failure isn't the end. It's just a part of the process. And self-discipline is what helps you pick yourself up and keep moving forward, no matter how many times you fall. Self-discipline means controlling your impulses, your desires, and your distractions. The more you control your impulses, the more clarity you'll have. The more clarity you have, the better you can align your actions with your goals. Let me tell you about a time when I failed to use self-discipline and how that changed the course of my life. You see, I wasn't always a man who practiced discipline. When I was younger, I'd always put things off. I thought there was always more time. I remember a period in my 30s when I wanted to start a business. I had all these ideas, but I was always waiting for the right moment. I'll start tomorrow, I'd say. But tomorrow never came. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and before I knew it, years had passed. It wasn't until I was in my 40s that I realized the opportunity had slipped away. I missed out on something because I didn't have the self-discipline to act when the time was right. That was a hard lesson to learn, but it shaped me. Self-discipline also requires patience. The fruits of your labor don't show up overnight. But remember, slow and steady wins the race. In the Bible, there's a verse that says, "No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it." It's a powerful reminder that the benefits of self-discipline may not be immediate, but they are always worth it in the end. Let me share a story from ancient times that I think will resonate with you. Have you heard of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus? He was born a slave, and he had no control over his circumstances. But you know what he did have control over? His mind, his attitude, his discipline. He once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." That's something that has stuck with me over the years. No matter your situation, no matter what obstacles life throws at you, you always have control over yourself, your actions, your reactions, and your choices. And that, my friends, is the foundation of self-discipline. It's about mastering yourself so that the world doesn't master you. Now, self-discipline isn't just about work or achieving big goals. It applies to every aspect of life. It's about how you take care of your body, how you manage your relationships, and how you approach your mental and emotional well-being. When you have self-discipline, you're able to make choices that serve your higher purpose, rather than choices that serve only immediate gratification. Let's talk about health for a moment. You know, as I've aged, I've come to realize that taking care of your body is one of the greatest acts of self-discipline. When you're young, it's easy to ignore your health. You think you're invincible. But let me tell you, the habits you build when you're young will either help you or haunt you later in life. Eating right, exercising regularly, and getting enough sleep, these things require discipline. But they pay off in ways you can't even imagine. And it's not just about living longer. It's about living better. When you practice self-discipline in taking care of your body, you have more energy, more clarity, and more resilience to handle whatever life throws your way. And the same goes for your mind. Practicing self-discipline with your thoughts can transform your entire outlook on life. One of the greatest thinkers of all time, Confucius, once said, "The superior man is modest in his speech but exceeds in his actions." That's self-discipline in a nutshell. It's not about talking about what you're going to do, but it's about doing it, quietly and consistently, day after day. It's about putting in the work, even when no one's watching, even when no one's applauding. So, what can you do right now to start building more self-discipline in your life? Start small. Set one small goal for yourself, and commit to it. Maybe it's waking up a little earlier, or spending 10 minutes a day on something you've been putting off. Whatever it is, stick to it. Do it every day, no matter what. And watch how, over time, that small action turns into something bigger. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you to like this video if you found it helpful, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, Ancient Wisdom. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a lesson, and make sure to check out our previous videos. There's a lot of wisdom there that can help guide you on your journey. And please, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what small step you're going to take to build more self-discipline in your life. Let's keep this conversation going, and let's support each other on this journey. Thank you for watching, my friends. Until next time, remember, self-discipline isn't just the key to success, it's the key to living the life you've always dreamed of. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon.